All right, thanks for joining us today for this quick look at Dr. Thing, number 66, the chase from the Fantastic Four Future Foundation set. He is coming in with the Latverian, Armor, Brute, and Roller keywords. He has two traits that we're going to look at. The first one is the same trait as some of the other chases, the Many Faces of Doom. At the beginning of the game, you may choose a starting line of equal points on a character from your sideline that also has this trait. If you do, replace this character with the chosen character. So it allows you to switch out power sets depending on what opponent is across the board from you. His second trait is when revealing forces, choose an opposing sideline game element. If Dr. Thing is on his starting click, the chosen sideline game element can't be brought into the game. So that gives you the chance to keep some of your opponent's main pieces on the sideline, depending on what their build is. And we'll look at that in a little bit more detail in a second. He has a special movement power, which gives him plasticity, sidestep, and free. Place Dr. Thing adjacent to an opposing character that attacked Dr. Thing since your last turn. And that pairs well with his special defense power, which is invincible. Dr. Thing takes a maximum of 1 damage from range attacks. Some of the notable sideline elements that you could counter are Galactus, and this would be in modern, shift and focus type of characters, any secret identities, any replacement characters. So if your opponent has built around one of those elements with Dr. Thing, you could choose that sideline piece that they might be trying to shift into, or the secret identities that they would become, and then keep Dr. Thing safe on his top click, and your opponent wouldn't be able to bring that sideline element into the game. On the Majestics age or Bronze age, this trait can shut off things like ID call-ins, PIM particle tank. And there's teams that are designed that are completely dependent on the ID call-in, or being able to hit with the pocket tank and turn it into the particle tank. So even though Dr. Thing, I can see some uses for him, and it's great to have him there to shut off some things in modern, I think he can really cause some havoc in Majestics or Bronze Age. Taking a look at his dial, he's going to be coming in at 150 or 75 points. He has solid stats throughout his dial, so just looking at his stats before we break down the powers, he has nothing lower than a 3 damage, 4s and 3s throughout. Nothing lower than an 18 defense, 19s and 18s just throughout as the base defense numbers. Attacks are base 10s or 11s, and his movements are 7s, 8s, and 9s. So all solid values, even without any additional modifications or equipment or anything else. Now his power set at 150 or 75, on his starting click, he's going to have the special movement, which is plasticity, sidestep, and the free placement if he's attacked. He's going to have the 11 attack value. At 150, it's going to be paired up with super strength, and at the 75 points, it's going to be paired up with quake. He's going to have 19 defense on both of those starting clicks with the invincible and the maximum of 1 damage from range attacks. And he'll be having a 4 damage at the 150, 3 damage at 75, and that's paired up with close combat expert. Currently, that gives you the ability to modify the attack or damage by +1 or +2, split among them as you see fit. When the role change goes into effect, that's going to give you a +1 attack, +1 damage. So at 150, he'll be swinging with a 12 for 5 damage, and at 75, he'll be a 12 attack with 4 damage, either of which are super good. If I'm going to play him where I'm trying to take advantage of the being able to choose opposing sideline elements to keep on the sideline, I would play him at the 75 and build in some other main attackers. That way, if you do go up and against an opponent that trait comes into play, you can keep a doctor thing kind of back, keep him on his top click, and let your other attackers do the work. But it also, his 75-point starting line is pretty solid on its own, and it gives you the ability then to switch him into an attacker that you don't have to worry about keeping on top click. The regen he has on his last 2 clicks at an 18 and 19 defense is great, and I like the regen on those clicks that also has high attack value, because it gives you the option of continuing to attack with him to try to KO one of your main threats, or heal him back up and then go on the attack again. He does have plasticity and sidestep, so that gives him some maneuverability, and then he also has just straight plasticity on the last 3 clicks. So the idea on this figure for me would be to move him up there. He has protection as he's moving into the close ranges, and then get him in close, tie up the opponent, and start hitting with those high damage and attack values to take care of the opponent up close. The plasticity allows you to keep that opponent there. All in all, I think he is a solid character at either point value. I really like him at the lower points in a Majestic Age format to kind of neutralize some of the main elements that are used in that format. ID cards, the tank, there's a lot of builds that use those things, and it'd be great to be able to completely disrupt your opponent. I do see a lot of potential for putting different equipment on him. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to put on him. And thanks for watching today. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.